All right, so in this video, I'm going to cover 1.2c, applications, translating, and perimeter notes. And we're going to answer the essential question, how do I write and solve equations? Now, the good news about this is you've already learned how to translate. Okay, you translated into algebraic expressions in 1.1. But in this particular lesson, you're going to add the equals and the right side of the equal sign. But you've already had practice making the left side of the equation. So first, let's go through the steps. So first, you're going to define your variable. So use let statements to define your variable. Then you're going to set up your equation. Translate sentences into an equation using your let statement. Write an expression for each side of the equation. Then you're going to solve the equation, which we learned in 1.1a and b. Use inverse operations and the steps for solving. Remember, distributive, combine like terms, move your variable, numbers, your constants, your addition and your subtraction problem, and solve using multiplication or division. Then define the answer. In other words, answer what the problem is asking you. Make sure you've answered the question. Sometimes solving for the variable is only going to give you part of the question. Then you have to make sure you get the other parts. And you'll see what that means when we move to some of the examples. In other words, give exactly what the problem is asking for. All right, wonderful. So let's do a couple examples. So the first one, write the following sentences as an equation and then solve. The total of 5 times a number and 12 is the opposite of 3. What is the number? Okay. Well, we can see that we're looking for a variable. 5 times a number and 12. Okay. Well, 5 times a number, which would be 5x. And 12, the total. We know that total is going to be plus 12. So we know that we're starting with 5x plus 12. Now, that is going to be our equal sign. Okay, is. And what is the opposite of 3? Negative 3. Okay, so there's our equation. 5x plus 12 equals 3. So now we need to get our variable by itself. So we know this needs to go and this needs to go. But let's start with addition or subtraction. Distributive, combine like terms, variable, numbers, and solve. These steps are not part of this one. But let's start with the number step. Okay, we need to subtract 12. 5x equals negative 15. Okay, and then we need to divide by 5, both sides. We're going to do the solve step. And we get x equals negative 3. Just like that. Okay, let's do the second example. Twice the difference of 6 times a number and 3 is 30. Twice the difference of. Okay. Well, the difference of is going to give us parentheses. Okay, so we know we're going to have parentheses. Twice the difference of 6 times the number and 3. Difference is going to give us subtraction. Twice, okay, and we know we're going to have parentheses. So 6 times the number is going to be 6, and then we have this 3 here. Okay, twice the difference of 6 times the number and 3. It's going to be in parentheses. Then we're going to multiply that by 2. Remember, is is our equal signs, and then we have 30, which is going to give us the other side of our equation. What's the number? Remember, distributive, combine like terms, variable, numbers, solve. Well, we definitely have distributive because we have parentheses. So 12x minus 6 equals 30. We don't have any like terms. We don't have another variable. But remember, you're going to go to those numbers and get rid of this constant. Okay? Wonderful. So add 6. Add 6. We're going to keep our teeter-totter from being out of balance. What we do to the left, we got to do to the right. 12x equals 36. Now I'm going to solve, okay, which is the way that I can get rid of this 12 here. I'm going to divide by 12, divide by 12, x equals 3. Okay, just like that.